Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We start with a Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card called Truce. It is kind of making peace with things, I guess. I think that this is an idea of acceptance. Okay, I think that you're somebody who kind of understands how to choose your battles. You understand how there are some things that are just not worth engaging in. There are some arguments that we don't really need to win. You may be right, and you may be able to prove that you're right, and you may really want to prove that you're right, but do we really need to? Is it really that important? Is it taking energy or focus or time or mental effort, away from what we really want to be doing and who we really are trying to become? Okay. So sometimes the Four of Swords is a card that says, let's just get out of the drama. Let's just disentangle ourselves from unnecessary arguments, fighting. I don't need to have this. I don't need to have this argument or this heated discussion with somebody. What could we be using that time for instead? This card is also sort of suggests that we need a Five of Swords, right? Anytime we get a four, we start looking around for the five. Because a Five of Swords is going to be movement. It's going to be changing our mind, changing our thoughts, changing the direction of our mind. The winds, right, of change are blowing through here. So I feel like there's also these sort of stagnant relationships that you have that need to either, do their business or get off the pot, as they say. And this is really a way of you economizing your life, sort of streamlining your energy. Okay, so I think maybe the focus for you right now is going to be on all the relationships in your life, not just with people, your relationships, with yourself. Your relationship with your body, your relationship with food, with drink, with air, with earth, with fire, your relationship with everything and everyone. Yeah. Let's put this card into a little bit of context and see what might be happening in these areas where we've got a 6 now. Okay, we're skipping the 5, going straight to a 6. Got a 9 of Pentacles. We've got, this is a 6 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, Princess of Pentacles, the Chariot card, and a Knight of Cups, which is another Cancer energy. These are two Cancer energies. It could be that you have an interesting relationship with a Cancer person. I think that while there are relationships that don't really deserve or need your involvement, right? There are some things that are just not worth you getting tangled up in. But the 6 of Cups is saying there indeed are things that you do need to be tangled up in, right? The 6 of Cups are those relationships that are worthwhile. It is a relationship really not just with a particular person, although maybe the Cancer energy is significant to you. But this is talking about having those relationships that are supportive, having those relationships that are satisfying. This is a card of pleasure, right? This is a card of relationships, a sense of community, a sense of family, a sense of camaraderie, being around people, surrounding yourself with energies that support you, that encourage you to go after your goals, that encourage you to become the person that you want to become. And now, with our Knight of Cups in the future position, I think that you're really looking at all these relationships and trying to see kind of the future state of things. Okay, I really think that you're able to think about the future. How are these relationships and the way you feel here? How are they creating who you're going to be a year from now, a week from now, by the end of the day even, right? This is the card that says we're looking into the future. Let's say we're looking a year, 10 years into the future. That's who I want to become. We have to have that vision of who we want to become 10 years down the road. And then we've got to ask ourselves, are these relationships that I'm in now, are these activities, and again, not just with people, relationships with ourselves, relationships with everything, all the elements, everything in the world, the relationship with the world itself, and us in there too. Are these relationships helping me to become the person I want to be in 10 years? I think we have to have that vision of who we're trying to become. This is karma. Okay? This is exactly karma. This is law of attraction. This is it. Yeah. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now we'll do the rest of our cards on the path of the serpent, and then we'll get into everything individually. We've got another princess, a princess of wands, a 3 of wands, a princess of swords, and a 2 of cups. The 2 of cups really to me feels as if you are, you're choosing those things that really mean something to you. It's quality over quantity. Okay, I think that we're not rebelling against the other relationships. We're not fighting against something. We're just we're leaving it behind, and we're embracing those things that really do support us. We're trying to create our own dream team of life here. And I think that you're choosing those things that really matter to you, those people, those relationships, those activities even, that bring you the most satisfaction and love and encouragement to help you become the person that you're trying to become. Okay? And the rest of that bovine excrement, you just leave it behind you. We don't have to fight against it because, love and hate, 2 sides of the same coin. If you really want to rebel against some of those things that you're trying to distance yourself from, indifference is the best course of action, right? Because it severs the connection. Love or hate, it's still that very strong connection. We're trying to connect with those things that we love and that love us and that are helping us becoming our best self. And instead of hating the stuff that we don't want, or those things that are bad for us, instead of hating and fighting against them, which again still has the same strength of connection, we're indifferent to them. The 4 of swords to me is a card very much of indifference. And I feel that you're probably, you're somebody that suspends their judgment. I feel like you're a bit of a skeptic in a true sense of the word, that you don't get that strongly attached to something until you really experience it and understand it. It's a bit of stoicism, I think, but with the idea that when you find those things that are meant for you, it's an explosion of love. It's an intense connection. It is a strong and passionate and very visceral and very vivid feeling. Okay? To the rest of the stuff, nothing, right? Indifference. Because the attachment is going to be the same. If we love it, if we hate it, it's still taking the same amount, if not more energy, to hate something than it does to just be indifferent. Okay? Than to love something, is what I'm saying. So indifference is, it's kind of 0 effort, right? So you can put that effort into things that really matter to you. Well, let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot, the factor infinite and unknown. We'll set it down right here with Big Red Ant. And now we're not going to look at that card until the very end, all right? But it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. Let's use our intuition. Let's put some predictions down in the comments, okay? Let's take a look around the room here because the only major arcana energy we have is the Chariot. And the Chariot is a discipline. It is a self-control. It's it's a devotion and a loyalty, right? We think of obedience. We think of a knight that is out there questing. And, we're following the orders of the higher self, and we're pursuing those things with, I think, vibrant, fiery energy, with a lot of vitality, with all of the strength that we can muster. Okay? We are pursuing those things that we wish. We're pursuing that holy grail, right? We're trying to make those appropriate connections, the connections that we need, that we want, that mean something, that are going to help us get to our future self. The chariot is also immune to everything else. Anything that does not help you get to this goal, those are things that we really don't need to be bothered with. And so the chariot is fortified, right? The charioteer is wearing the armor, has the face mask down, right? Is just looking at the goal, isn't concerned with anything else, isn't concerned with what everybody else is doing, or whatever everybody else is saying to you. Okay? The criticism, the hate from other people, you're not feeling it. If you respond with hate, then you're falling for it. You're just as attached to that person as you could be attached to the right stuff, the right person. Basically, a reading that says, ignore the haters, right? Focus on your goal, ignore the haters. The best revenge, really, is by you becoming your very best self. Okay? And so when we're in this chariot, and this is what it's all about, it's that self-control. It's the ability to avoid getting drawn into a fight, drawn into an entanglement. We see a Princess of Swords here. That's what you don't want. I feel like that's somebody that's kind of getting caught off guard and is being drawn reluctantly into a battle that they don't want to be in. Okay? And what we see here is an intense love in the horizontal position. A Princess of Cups, the Six of Cups getting to the Knight of Cups. The Princess to the Knight is the evolution. It's a maturing of this energy, right? This is at the very bottom of the tree, and then of course the Knight is a fully grown, fully matured energy. And it really is going by way of surrounding yourself with only those things that are conducive to your goal, right? And here we're talking about this passion, this love that you have, okay? The strong desire that you have to become whatever this best self is for you, whatever that version of yourself is. And it's kind of, we think of our self in 10 years. That's sort of our role model. That's our hero. That's our idol. And that's what we are worshiping and pursuing, is that future state, okay? That future version of ourselves. And we're trying to get there. And so we see this nice horizontal flow. And in order to stay in this flow, in this harmony, in this resonance, where every day we can go to sleep saying, I did my best today. I did my best to make as much progress toward my best self as I could. And in order to have that, in order to be able to say that to ourselves, right, we have to stay fortified and stay protected against any kind of negative energy, ignoring the haters, right? We could let's call it what it is. So we need that Four of Swords underneath everything. And now, I said we were going to start looking around for the 5. We're not getting the 5, right? We're getting a 2, a 3, and a 4. It brings us a 6 and a 9, which is very successful, right? The Six of Cups is very successful. It's success and pleasure after pain, after sadness, after disappointment. And a 9 of Pentacles, of course, is saying that, look, you're a hard worker, and that hard work is paying off. It's not easy to resist all these other entanglements or distractions. We could be talking about a 5 of Swords. We could be talking about a 7 of Swords, an 8 of Swords, a 9 of Swords, a 10 of Swords. You don't want any of it, right? I think the Princess of Swords is what we're really trying to protect ourselves against being drawn into drama and entanglements. Okay, and there is that strong Cancer connection in your life. I don't know who the Cancer person is, but I feel that is that's either somebody that's very close to you. I don't feel that is an enemy of any kind. I feel that's an ally. I feel that's somebody that you're with that is very supportive of you. That Cancer person. So we have the one major arcana energy, which is that Chariot card, and it shows that we are trying to make progress every single day, even if it is an inch at a time. Okay, but we know that getting entangled in these in the nonsense, the drama, the wastes of time is going to really slow down our progress toward our best self. Okay, and then over here we've got fire. Like I said, we've got this very nice progression of water. This flow, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to always sort of grow into our best selves, right? Maturing from the princess to the knight. We're trying to always be growing up. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to evolve. We're trying to make progress. We're trying to grow and expand. We're trying to learn, And we do that, of course, through having this kind of resonance and harmony with the world around us. Choosing to surround ourselves and maintain and focus and really attach ourselves to that positive energy. Okay? And then, of course, the other water card is that Two of Cups, showing that, yeah, it's working for you. That you understand that positive influence around you and how to utilize that and how that motivates us and encourages us. And also there's an element of visualization here, I feel. Okay? Because the Six of Cups is a card that's very often associated with a memory. And to me, what it feels like is it doesn't have to be a memory, really, of the past, right? What if it's a visualization or a memory of the future? Saying that in order for you to become your very best self, you have to have that picture in your mind. You have to already believe that it's there. What would it look like? What would it feel like? Right? Describe it in great detail, what that means. And visualize that every spare moment you have. If you're entangled in this other drama everywhere, you're not really going to have the mental effort or the mental space to do the visualization. So this, with the Four of Swords and the Six of Cups, this is about the meditative state, calming the mind down, pushing out all the nonsense from the day, all the haters, all the stress, all the worries, all the BS, get rid of it. Sit quietly with yourself and visualize your future self. Put yourself in that position. Believe that it's already here. Down to, everything, every detail you can think of. How it feels, what it feels tactically, right? What you're doing, where you are, what you look like, Visualize these things as being true. And if you're not good at visualization, you write it down, you tell the story. In the present tense, I am this. I see myself, and I am this, I am this, I am this, I'm doing this and this and this. Write it down, and maybe we read that to ourselves, or we run through that narrative in our heads during these moments of meditation that we'll have more of if we cut out some of the BS. Okay, so this is really showing the path toward your spiritual evolution. It takes fortitude and self-control, which you have, and that's what you're focused on now, I think, is really controlling yourself and not letting the princesses here. See, we got three of the princesses, and these three princesses are kind of like, they're hard to control them, because they sort of are very impulsive energies. They just want what they want. They want it right now. And so it's it's an immature energy, okay? And I think especially with the Princess of Wands, it's kind of like we don't tolerate people bringing nonsense into our zone, into our space, right? And so sometimes the Princess of Wands is a little bit of that overly dramatic person, burns a lot of energy, responding to people and responding to things that really don't matter. Okay, and this, I think, is what we're trying to control. Of course, the Princess of Swords as well. The Princess of Cups, I think, is a good it's a positive card in this position because it does indicate that there's a desire in you to focus on your success and your evolution and your spiritual progress and whatever your future self is. The problem with the Princess of Cups is that it's an energy that's very much, attracted to many things. There's a lot of feelings, a lot of desires that come and go in life, And, we have this goal that says, okay, I want to be a certain person. This is a card that says, I know who I want to be, where I want to be, and what I want to be doing a year or however long in the future, a week even. This is what I want to be and who I want to be and everything else. We also have a lot of other desires. We also have a lot of these other feelings that want to be gratified in the moment. So we have to control this too. And I think the Chariot is the card that has the self-control to manage these three princesses. Okay. The Nine of Pentacles underneath everything, it does show that you're a hard worker. And through it, it shows that hard work does pay off. And I think that the more you focus on this, the more you stay sort of disciplined and in control of yourself, I think the more successful you feel and the closer you feel you're getting to that future self, to that whatever that successful state is, your future life, that hero that we want to become. But what we realize through the Nine is that it's not an end goal. It's not saying, okay, what are we, 2024 now? So in 2034, I'm going to be my best self. No, because in 2034, it's okay, now 2044 is my goal now, right? So it's not, and it's because the 9 is an odd number. It always represents the process. The benefit is in the journey itself. Not in some state we can say, well, who do you want to be by the end of the week? All right, that's my goal. And now this week, I'm going to work hard as heck to become that person. At the end of the week, if I ask you, are you that person now? You say, no, it's who I'm going to be next week. And we keep pushing forward as hard as we can to become that person that we want to be at the end of this week. See, so we're always moving the goalpost. And we're fighting hard as heck to get to that goalpost. As soon as we reach the goalpost, we push it back another week or a month or another year or 10 years. And this is how we sort of stay hungry, right? And this is how we stay successful and we stay functioning and we stay in the flow, in the resonance and harmony with life, And so, this is that card that says we're going to continue working hard. And this is not a fixed energy here, these cards. These are cards that are always going to be moving forward with you in life like that. We're trying to always stay in the center of that 6 of Cups and realize that our desires here are kind of what are motivating us, and this future self that we're going to become, this is going to be, this is what we're this is the goalpost we're working toward, right? And these 3 cards are going to travel with you in the future, and you will always be in the center of that. Okay? And it's through this hard work. Now, Path of the Serpent, and by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's free, and it really supports the channel, and I appreciate that. The Princess of Wands is that kind of fiery energy that wants to really just get angry and fight against all the nonsense and all the BS and all the crap that we see in life, or the stuff that's being thrown at us, the haters. We would all love to respond to those people in a certain way, right? We control these knee-jerk reactions, and we realize that the best response is, most of the time, no response at all, okay? So I feel like in your life, whatever you're doing, you have a lot of people that maybe criticize you. You have friends or family that sort of, are wanting you to sort of, to take time away from what you're doing to do something with them, and that's all fine and good. But when you determine it really starts to interfere with your progress and your work and what you've set, the intentions that you've set and the manifestations that you're trying to create and implement and realize, there's a frustration that happens there. It's like when you're hard at work and you're doing your stuff, and then your phone rings. It's like, we get frustrated. We got the damn phone. You know what I mean? We have to control those kinds of reactions, because that's wasting fuel right there when we have these frustrations and these angers. Even if we're just sort of clenching our fist or grinding our teeth, it's taking a lot out of us. And let alone if we experience something negative, some criticism, or really some truly bad energy from somebody, and we sort of want to react in kind, right? That's creating an attachment there that we really don't need. So we've got to control this. And I think the greatest display of power is not to display your power at all, right? The one who can stay silent when there are all of these things provoking you. How do you handle provocation, How do you handle the haters, right? Do we fly off the handle and really let them have it? Well, that's what they want, So the best thing is to stay indifferent. And eventually, I think, those sorts of energies, people, whatever, aren't even going to be on your radar. You won't even notice that energy anymore. Okay, so I don't know exactly what's going on with some of that drama. If it's, I don't think there's any particular person that is bringing you that specific drama, but we do have the court cards here. That 1, 2, 3, 4 court cards, and that sort of tells me that there is, you're not operating in a vacuum. That there are other people around you. And that you kind of have at least some kind of social interaction, And so we have to really be able to control our entanglements in those areas so that you can stay focused on what you're doing. You got this 3 of Wands in the environment, virtue. You're able to do the difficult thing. You're able to do the right thing. And if you know it's the right thing, who cares what people say? Right? It's difficult because it's unpopular. It's difficult because you may have to sacrifice things that otherwise would have felt good to do. It feels good to sort of engage with the haters and really let them have it. You know what I mean? I think you could really rip somebody a new one if you needed to. The idea here is that we're controlling ourselves, and we're not doing that. We're doing the right thing, and the right thing is what's going to bring you closer to your goal and not further away from it. And I think that this is really a lot of unpopular decisions for you. This is kind of like, I've got to stay here and do this work. I can't go do these other things with you today, Or I'm not so interested in certain kinds of social media anymore because I'm here, I'm home, I'm doing research, I'm writing a paper, or I'm getting school, or I'm working on a creative project or something, and all these other things start to seem like distractions. You're working on a musical album, right? And you're at home, you're in your studio, you're at the computer, you got your keyboards and everything. The last thing you want to do is worry about Facebook or any of these things, right? I mean, you could have YouTube on, watch your tarot readings, of course, right? But a lot of other things seem like distractions now, okay? And sometimes we get frustrated at those things those distractions that are sort of important, you know what I mean? So the phone rings, we get frustrated. Well, it might be something important. We should at least, take a look at it. But let's not have that reaction. That reaction is already bringing up this frustrated, fiery, angry energy, rather than just check the phone. It's nothing important. Okay, I don't have to check every app that I have on my phone. I don't have to text everybody back right away. Lucky for me, I don't get any text messages. And then we get back to what we're doing. And that's sort of different. Or like, the dog needs to go outside. Okay, well, I'm not going to get mad at that. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get up and take the dog for a walk, come back and get back to my work. But I'm not going to engage with all these nonsensical entanglements when I should be focused on my work. And I think this is the energy that I'm feeling from you right now. And that's perfect, right? That's perfect because you're aware of those distractions and you're aware of your own reactions to them. And I think that you've got like a kind of you've got a guard at the door. You've got a sentinel out there that's keeping that stuff away from your mind, from your sense of peace, your calm, your Zen-like focus on what you're doing, not letting that nonsense in. So it's kind of an indifference. Yeah, kind of an indifference. And it really is working wonders. And it's going to bring you closer to yourself, closer to your goal. It's going to put you in touch with this person that you want to be. It's kind of like, you know, in a week you say, okay, you know, I've gotten pretty close to that idol that I set up for the end of the week, my hero, my future self for the end of the week. I've gotten pretty close to that goal. Now let's chuck it back another week, and let's find some new. Maybe we're doing short-term goals, right? And we set it back another week, and we say, okay, I'm going to see how close I can get to that. And this is saying that you're getting in very close proximity with your success and with yourself and with your goals, that you can taste it and you can feel it, and it is reinforcing, right? And it's going to make you want to keep going. Yeah. You know, we have these water cards, and the water cards are talking about love and pleasure and desire. You know, maybe these are relationship goals. You know, it could be. I feel like it's a relationship with yourself. You know, I really do. I feel like it's a relationship. Well, it could be with this Cancer person. But I feel like it's a relationship with yourself, and the closer we get, the more encouraged we get, the more creative we feel. But this is also about how close we're getting to other people. How we are focused on those positive bonds. You know, going and taking the dog for a walk or playing with the dog or whatever is a strong connection, a bond that really is going to reinforce what you're doing. But, you know, getting angry at something online and going and writing a nasty comment on something, that's not really helping you. You know, spending time with your pets, your plants, your people, that is this love that's going to create the Six of Cups for you and create this harmony. Anything else doesn't matter. Anything else is a distraction. We'd be indifferent to it unless it comes to our doorstep, and then we maybe have to react differently. But otherwise, indifferent to everything else except those things that really matter, that really support us in what we're doing. Okay? It's kind of like, you know, healthy food good, unhealthy food not good if you're trying to reach a certain goal of your physical fitness, let's say, right? And if we look at things in that way, it seems obvious because everything is food. Everything that we unite with, everything that we bind together with, either love or hate, is the same thing, right? It's that union of things. And you unite with something because you are so angry at it and you hate it, and there's the bond, there's a connection there. You love something so much, and it's that, right? Everything is food. So everything is either healthy or unhealthy for us. Okay? And maybe it's not that black and white, but I think for all intents and purposes, we can look at it like that. We're getting angry at this stuff over here. That's not good for me right now in terms of my goal. But bonding with, you know, focusing, spending time with this energy, the love energy, that is healthy for me right now, and it's going to help me to get to my goal. And I think that's part of our chariot energy that we're trying to really stay in control of these things. And I think you're taking ownership of your life. I think you're doing the difficult things. You're making the unpopular choices. But you know what? It's taking you where you want to go. So keep doing it, right? And I think your whole life is changing because of all of this energy. And it's changing moment to moment because we're saying, okay, hey, you know what? I don't care about the drama anymore. I care about doing my stuff, doing my work, doing me. Doing my world, my family, my friends, my pets, you know. I feel like doing this life. I don't care about all that other nonsense. So your life's changing very fast in that way too. I also think that you're streamlining how fast you get to your goal. You say, man, I got to Friday, it's only Wednesday. I better push the goal out even further and I can get even more done. You know, so it's kind of an efficiency in a way too. It's a productivity that we've never experienced before. And I think it's strongly reinforced by these, by the positive, healthy, encouraging relationships that you do have while avoiding everything else. Let's look at our mystery card, okay? Big red ant here with, what is it? I think maybe Maybe the Temperance card. Yeah, maybe the Temperance card. Which is your superpower card anyway, by the way. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Here we go. The Ace of Cups. Yeah, the union, right? The Ace of Cups is the source of all of this love energy. And this is the goal itself. This is the realization that we can do anything we want. Any desire we have, we can fulfill. All we got to do is plant that seed and focus and have discipline and work hard and make the difficult, unpopular choices and have the discipline and the self-control. Have the goal in front of us. That's the important thing, that you have to be able to see who you want to be. What is the goal that you're after? And we can do short term. We can do, let's say, end of the week, right? This is that holy grail that we're after, and we're always going to be after it. Okay? We're always going to be sort of chasing this. And that's the journey, right? And it's through the journey of going after this elusive holy grail that we develop all of these skills and talents and virtues and discipline and all this stuff that are really going to help us to do anything in life that we want. Anything, right? So the vision of our future selves can be anything. Are you going to be a basketball player? You're going to be a scientist? You're going to be a scuba diver? Like any of those things. You could do anything you want. These are the qualities that it takes to get there. And I think this is really, really good. And I think your life is changing really, really quickly, We're going to do an extended reading, all right? I hope you'll stick around for that. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. You can click on the link in the corner. There's a link down below, too. New readings for Sagittarius Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is free, and it really does support the channel. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.